Welcome to the very first video that's going to be up on YouTube and my channel, and we're going to start things off with it's kind of like 11:30 right now, but the European market is about to start, and it's kind of a free fall from the open that we had up until this point. So let's just kind of take a look back of what happened overnight, and we could see kind of SPX closed strongly up in the green, closed above all these VIX. That's kind of positive. And it's kind of the same story all across Europe as of yesterday, and the open also seems not so in the negative. And one additional thing that we would be looking at would be the currency, the XY to be specific, and nothing much to look over here. So it's kind of lackluster. So skip everything over to Banknifty and 1 hour. Okay, this seems quiet, lots of noise. So let me just take away these horizontal lines to make it all clear. So what you could see is kind of a double top from the open. That's kind of an open, kind of rejected. Slowly and steadily, and we are kind of dealing with the support at which it took the up move from yesterday. So we have to work with this. Nifty is kind of a little bit bullish, at least if you take the highs, the percentage moves, it's kind of not so bad, I would say, and we could stick to any bullish long strategies, long positions to Nifty, and if we do see any pullbacks that we'd like to short, then Bank Nifty as of now. So that's it, but the momentum seems to go further, and that's it for now. So for about the first strategy that we entered was kind of a straddle that was automated and deployed live, and it did fail for today, but I wouldn't read much into this. So we'll take a look once kind of any opportunity presents itself, especially a pullback that we are seeing in Bank Nifty, because it's the bearish of the two, and any reversal longs if possible in Nifty, which by the way I don't seem to bet on much right now, but let's see. Alright, we have one trade that's going on. Just stick the entry right. It's like the very, just right now. This is about the profit that we're seeing, and we are expecting 1:1 on this trade. Just for the bare minimum. I don't know if it's the right call to exit. Like if this were to be taken, let's say, and pulled back, that means it would have been way better to kind of move it to a break-even trade. And alright, I don't see much potential on this one. Better to call quit was the whole idea. The one promising aspect that you could look at is the 1 hour. Could have closed below this, so it could retest up till this point. That would mean options of maybe to 150. So that is possible. Let's see. But what I think would be like the retest would be way much immediate compared to what the target has been like projected. So there has been the reason, the right planning for entries and exits. So let's move on, look for one more good opportunity before we close today. Close the trades for today. So it wasn't a discipline. A long call option, just like a 1250, expecting for the 1 hour to continue taking support and maybe perhaps test this level in Bank Nifty. But there was one glitch kind of problem that I came across and I couldn't solve just yet, was that my Bank Nifty in particular, the options under Bank Nifty the charts wasn't being displayed in my monitor, and there's kind of some problem. And I was primarily looking at Bank Nifty for taking that longs, and just out of sheer hustle, I had to switch places and take in Nifty, and this was my stop criteria as it broke, and could have been, in hindsight, a better trade if held on to at least like maybe 1 to 1.5 risk reward. At least should have been a better minimum. So the whole hustle and caught me off guard, and I had to exit a little less than expected, and it comes to around 0.5 to the risk that I took. So not worthy to have taken in the first place. So yeah, and even you could see some kind of auto save is not complete. So some issues in my computer that I got to resolve. So there's one trade that's happening, and seems to be kind of rejecting from what we could take as a retest for this down move, but close range between the highs and the lows. We could expect another, could be in the looks out for another support around this line. Maximize the screen here. Yeah, there's one to again close above the 21 EMA, the yellow line. So expecting that if it presents. I'm going to stick with Nifty. I'm not going to take the chances with Bank again. Let's see how it unfolds. And one quick thing that I think a lot of people should do would be to gather around information as you trade. And in this particular case, this trade that I took today wasn't quite the disciplined one, so I set out the parameters of the quantities, the leverage that I use, the total profit and loss, and what if that you have followed the discipline that you laid out to at least take 1:1, to not get out of a trade if it's moving sideways, and how far is your profit compared to the peak profit, and the risk reward, and the profit and loss is nominal figures, and you kill the trades and of course the chart. And I would highly recommend everyone to kind of make your own statistic around all of this, and it helps you improvise as you look back on the forward tested data. So that is one thing, and that I would like to share, and it hasn't been kind of lackluster for the past couple of minutes, hours, and pretty sluggish. Supply, demand, nothing to work with. No amount of confirmation would give you that entry. So sticking to the sidelines now. Yeah. Not expecting much of a downside from here on, and also the close of the previous 4-hour candle was well above the close of the one that precedes that, and because of which I'm not expecting to kind of test the low right away, but it could consolidate over here before taking another support, where I am interested in taking longs if those opportunities present themselves. And it's pretty much the same with Bank Nifty. Nothing much of a divergence over here. So pretty lackluster and sluggish as expected after a huge range candle, so it could very well stay within the range. Not enough bets for it to break away from the range. And let's see. And also maybe we could close this day in green, close to 29,000 for the day. I think this should be the end. Closer to 20, so on a Thursday, so not much chance of having back-to-back trades from here on. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Peace.